My campus engagement presentation will be focusing on ASH's conformity study, and the podcast that I listened to was the Moore and Friends featuring the humanities faculty. ASH's conformity study was centered around normative social influence, informational social influence, and the likelihood of conformity. Normative social influence were social norms, informational social influence was the information received from group members, and the likelihood of conformity were feelings of incompetence, groups of 3 or more people, groups that were consensus, groups that had preferable status, and cultural influence. The following video is a recording of the ASH conformity study.
The experiment you'll be taking part in today involves the perception of lengths of lines. As you can see here, I have a number of cards, and on each card there are several lines. Your task is a very simple one. You're to look at the line on the left and determine which of the 3 lines on the right is equal to it in length. All right, we'll proceed in this order. You'll give your answer.
Only one of the people in the group is a real subject, the 5th person with the white t-shirt. The others are confederates of the experimenter and have been told to give wrong answers on some of the trials. The experiment begins uneventfully as subjects give their judgments.
2, 2, 2, 2,
2, 3, 3,
3.
The video continues to show that the test subject went on to deny the evidence provided by his own eyes and sided with the group's decision of the length of the line. This is an example of informational social influence, as the information he received was from the group members, and it is also an example of likelihood of conformity, as he was experiencing feelings of incompetence. The following recording is from the Moore and Friends podcast.
Education on that, they'd always talked about that, but around that time, 70s, 80s, it seemed to me that it really took off, and school boards started defunding art programs and things that were not seen as important and integral, because who needs the arts? We need kids who know how to do calculus, and if they know what a painting is, then that doesn't really affect their lives.
Right. The recording I sampled is an example of the likelihood of conformity within communities by defunding art programs because they were starting to be viewed as irrelevant to one's education. Thank you for listening, and I am now open for any questions.